folks, and welcome to another episode of Inside the Santa Fe Public Schools podcast. I am Joe Abeta, and today we have the Capital Athletic Director, head baseball coach, and assistant football coach for the Jags, Nick Salazar. How you doing, Nick?
I'm doing good.
Did I get that all right?
Oh, yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, okay. All right. No, that's great, man. So, I talked to Andrew recently, Martinez, about him being a kid growing up here in Santa Fe. And you also, being a kid here, a Santa Fe Public School student, growing up in Santa Fe, playing for Capital High.
Yes.
Same as Andrew. Andrew did play for Capital High, right?
He's a Jaguar.
That's right.
Jaguar.
That's right. So how is it now being in the position that you're in, being a part of the community, but also now you're the guy that you were looking up to, way back when you were at Capital?
I like the opportunity. I get to be with the kids that are in the same seats that I was in at one time.
Yeah.
And I get to share my experiences with them and let them know there's a lot out there for them to see, to become, and to do. So
yeah,
they're not limited to just what they see around them, So
what kind of because I know you started out being a baseball coach here at First. What was your, I guess, what caused you to apply for the job?
I love athletics as a whole. I love fitness. I love training. That's why I did the military thing.
Yeah,
because it's a lot of it's very much like sports, very team oriented.
Yeah, and
baseball. My passion's baseball and football, but I love every sport that there is.
Yeah,
I just want to see our student athletes succeed. This opportunity came up to be able to be a resource and help them have opportunities that they might not have before. And then to help the coaches that come on board to help those athletes. I thought it was a great opportunity to help everybody. So,
and you were a football coach, an assistant on the football team first before you became head baseball, right?
No, head baseball and then assistant on the football
and
team.
then assistant on the football.
Yes.
And did you play baseball and football for the Jags?
Yes. My senior year, I didn't play baseball. I separated my shoulder during football season. So it was my throwing arm.
Who's your football coach?
Coach Moon.
Oh, it was Coach Moon. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Cool. Yeah. He was mine for 1 year. The 1 year I did go to Capital. Yep. My junior year. I was there for the inaugural season.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember those days. I was still a kid looking at you guys, and
yeah,
I wanted to be a Jag.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. When the opportunity came to become the athletic director, can you talk a little bit about that? What was your thought process? What did you want to do when you were given the opportunity to be the athletic director? What were your first thoughts that came into, this is what I would like to do. This is the mark I would like to make during my time as the athletic director here at Capital High?
I would like to build a team. Mm-hmm. Our coaches working as a staff of coaches and as a team working together so all our programs are successful. If we can show and model how to be a team at the coaches level, that will then fall onto our players and our athletes on each of our teams.
Yeah.
It all starts with what leadership does. And if we can get our leadership moving in the right direction or in the same direction, we can accomplish more than all of us doing our own thing.
Yeah.
I'm really a confident believer that we should be supporting each other. Basketball supporting baseball, baseball supporting basketball, volleyball, soccer, every sport should be supported by all of us. And hopefully we can build a team atmosphere where we all want to be around each other.
Yeah. No, I gotcha. And it's Capital is still, it feels like, as far as athletics go, it's a small community over there, but there's kids that are multi-sport athletes.
Yes.
Right. And the Capital student athlete has always been the one that's never going to give up.
Yes, that's correct.
And they're just known for that.
Yes.
They're known for being gritty. They're known for, we don't care what your record is. We're going to try our best to beat you.
Yes.
Right?
We'll play from the beginning to the end, and we'll give everything we have, no matter what the score is, just like you said.
Yeah.
That is correct.
No, that's awesome. One thing, and I was talking to Andrew about, is that lately, there's been a movement to improve the facilities.
Oh, yes.
At both schools, at Santa Fe High and Capitol. And that must be awesome. I mean, the softball field is amazing.
Yes.
Baseball field too.
Beautiful.
I mean, you guys have a really nice facility there for baseball, softball. You do have the tennis courts. Are all of them there still?
No, they took down some of them
for the baseball.
To fit both fields in that area.
Gotcha.
But we did get a new soccer field next to our football field, and that field's pretty nice too. So,
and that was the old practice field, right? Back in the day in the 90s, right?
We used to grind it out for practice.
For the football field, yeah. So that's great. So will games be played in the stadium for soccer, or will they be played on the new field?
It'll be both. Sub-varsity will be on the new field for both football and soccer.
Okay.
And then if the coaches want to play on those fields, that field's really nice. It's better than some of the fields they play on at the varsity level.
Gotcha.
At other schools. So we're going to work on that throughout the year and see what they want to do. Yeah.
You've seen Capitol High is kind of like it's landlocked, right? As far as like being able to expand, but they've done a great job.
Yes.
Of improving the school and giving you guys great athletic facilities.
Yes. Santa Fe Public Schools has done a great job with that because we are limited on space.
Yeah.
But it's all about utilization. How can we use this area? How can we convert it or make it be useful?
Yeah.
There's not much area on Capitol High School grounds that's not being used. It's pretty awesome.
Well, I think it was the first in the state, right? The turf on the football field was the first. That was the first like NFL quality turf to be placed in the whole state, including college, right?
Yes, we like to say that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, but don't fact check me.
No. I think so. Back in the day,
yes,
because it was being put during 2020, right? During COVID, I do remember that, and that was one thing that was definitely pointed out to me that this is the first NFL turf that they've had in the state, even at the college levels. Oh, wow, that's pretty awesome. Well, that's good stuff. Yes. Another thing I'd like to compliment you guys on is the and it's been a few years, but facilities did a heck of a job on updating and remodeling the press box at the football field, which I thought, with the new carpet, new counter spaces, the new windows and stuff like that, I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes, it's comfortable.
Yes,
you've been there, so it's comfortable, and we're trying to be a little more welcoming with having some treats there and some. We want people to come and want them to enjoy while they're there competing against us. Yeah,
no, absolutely. Healthy treats too. Yes. I forgot about that.
Yes,
healthy snacks, Nick. We do notice that. You're gonna get some, some trail mix.
Yep. Good energy sources.
Yes, good energy sources to keep you going for those long games. Definitely.
Yes. And we might add in a couple bad snacks for you every now and then.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's our healthy snacks.
No.
Water, Gatorade,
Yeah.
Those kind of things.
So so what year are you on being a baseball coach out there?
So this is going into my 8th year, 7th, because our COVID year kind of got cut out.
Yeah.
And then we had a partial the following year, but we did pretty good that year. Mm-hmm. The program's grown a lot, honestly, in the time I've been here, and just the kids, they're just having an opportunity to play, and they're liking it. We have in our baseball class this year, I believe we have 9 new freshmen in the class that I met today. So
oh wow,
I was pretty impressed, and this is the first time that out of the 9, only 2 said they've never played baseball before.
Okay.
So we have kids that have actually played baseball, and they're starting to want to go up to the high school level and start playing again. So it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. How do you set your non-district matchups during that for your team?
So we like to play in tournaments.
Yeah.
And the reason is it helps with your pitching depth, right?
Yeah.
I love the tournament because you don't want to depend on the same 2 pitchers the entire season.
Uh-huh.
A lot of teams, they can do that. But we try to develop as many pitchers as we can, and that's how you do it. And then you find who can actually perform under pressure. They get those situations. And then, Lord willing, when we get to the postseason or we get there, we're prepared for that. So it's been a while.
And you guys are now, are you at 4A for baseball?
No, we're at 5A.
So we're at 5A.
Yes.
Okay. All righty. All right. So, but okay, I'm sorry. So there was 6A for football and it dropped to 5A.
Yes, that's
But
correct.
that was the only sport that had dropped to 5A. Everyone else stayed at 5A.
Yes, that's correct.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. All right, great. So, so when does the off season, when does that really start for you guys then? Is it all year round for baseball? How does that all work?
So we try to go year round. With a month off after the high school season, and then we go for the month of June, where we play against other high school teams in Legion Ball.
Yep.
Then we take the month of July off, and then we start up with our off-season workouts and weightlifting in August. We'll play in tournaments from August until November.
Wow.
We'll take the month off of December, just lifting weights, throwing, and hitting. And any of our pitchers will shut them down for that month. And then January, we start on-ramping again, building up for the season and preparing to get into spring ball.
Wow. That's pretty. So it's almost a year round thing.
Yes, all but a couple months. So it's a good 10 months of the year.
Wow. That's pretty impressive. That's pretty cool. So with that, I wanted to kind of get into something that's fresh. It's fresh news out of SFPS. But the middle school football programs are going to be put on pause for a while, and they're now allowing 8th graders at middle schools to be able to walk on to the C team.
Yes.
At the high school. So if you're at Milagro, you'll go to Santa Fe High. And if you're at Ortiz, right?
Yes.
You're able to go to Capital, right?
Yes.
Or your feeder, right? Whatever your district, you're able to play football over there on the C team.
Yes, that's correct.
That's pretty amazing, right?
It is. It's a great opportunity. I remember being in 8th grade playing at Alameda Junior High for Coach Madrid.
Yep.
And Coach Moon coming down and visiting us, and, you wanted to play for Coach Moon in the 90s. You were excited to go play and be a Jaguar. And if I would have been afforded the opportunity as an 8th grader to play, I would have jumped all over it, to be honest with you. That would have been awesome.
Well, if anything, and I was talking to Andrew about it, was how cool it is to be an 8th grader, right? Because it helps you with that transition of the anxiety of moving from middle school to high school, right? Mm-hmm. As an 8th grader, you're now learning the playbook.
Yes.
Right. Which gives you that extra year, much like another school in this community, right?
Yep, that's
where they have them learning the playbook, but they know the plays. So if they do 2 years of C team, by the time they get to JV varsity, they already know the base plays.
Yes.
You don't need to spend time teaching them on plays or placement or blocking schemes or defensive calls, that type of stuff. That's pretty cool, right?
That's huge. That's huge for any program. You now have a system that's being taught at a lower age, and they're growing up in that system, and they're ready to go by the time they get to high school. That's the goal, at least. So.
Yeah, and also, retaining them, building that pride, right?
Yes.
I don't know. I was talking. Another thing we had brought up was that the first day you get your practice jersey and you wear it around town, showing them. I don't know. Do kids still do that?
I don't know if they still do that.
But that was a big deal, right? We did, didn't we?
Being a Jaguar or being a Demon growing up, that was huge for all of us in town. And even for the other school, at St. Mike's, those kids do the same thing. They have that look. They have the middle school that grow into that, and they're looking forward to it. But we used to have that same pride here in Santa Fe, both Santa Fe High and Capital, and I think it's coming back. I really think we're starting to get that, and this year is really a good opportunity for our 8th graders to integrate into a new system under the new head coach, and to learn their teammates, their future teammates.
Yeah.
They start getting used to them, and then when their freshman year comes out, they're going to be used. It's going to help that transition from middle school to high school, because they're going to have friends already that are older.
Yes.
They're going to have those relationships that are going to help them get through hard times during that transition, becoming a high schooler from being a middle schooler.
And I noticed with football, and I can't say I played football in high school, so I can speak to this. I don't know what the other sports, but it just seems to me, and also my kids also when they played, but I noticed football seems to be the most supportive community as far as like brotherhood and the way that they bring you in and they say, you're a brother now. We're going to go through, the hardship of running of running in the hills,
Yes,
or blood, sweat, and getting, and hitting and all the dog days of summer and practice and everything. We're going through this together, and it creates,
a brotherhood, yes.
and tradition too as well. Mm-hmm. And I just think it's a great opportunity for, eighth graders. Also they'll have a on-site trainer there.
Yes, they have their on-site trainer. They have multiple coaches coaching specific positions.
That's right.
Majority of our staff, I'm a certified personal trainer.
Yeah.
and all the things that go with CrossFit certified, and a lot of certifications that go with there. And we have a lot of coaches, and I'm sure Santa Fe High does too, where these kids are going to benefit from being around those certified personnel. And I love the middle schoolers and middle school coaches and what they're doing, because it takes a special person to coach. It really does. But that's two coaches at a middle school, and you just don't get the same treatment. You don't get the same experience and education that you will at the high school level. Well,
and I think it helps you guys out as head coaches, especially the football coach, John Mikes, being over there, being the head football coach, John Michael Salazar, that you're able to implement your program, your plays.
Yes.
And that it's ensuring that you're also on the same page with the middle school kids coming in of what you're running. Right, because that was always kind of a disconnect I felt, and if you can correct me if I'm wrong, between the middle school coach and the high school coach.
Yes,
of what's being run. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it does help out a lot when the kids come in and they know, when you give them some kind of a play, they know what it is, right?
Yes, and the blocking schemes.
Yep,
your run fits, all of those things. Being able to learn them at a younger age just makes you that much better at it.
Yeah.
Bruce Lee never worried about the guy who could throw 1,000 kicks. He worried about the guy who practiced one kick 1,000 times.
Yeah. Well, that's a good little saying there for sure. So is that that's just going to be for football, right? I mean, it's obviously eighth graders are allowed to play other sports, but they have to make the team, right? Yes.
So if there's a need at the high school level, you can have an eighth grader play up. Baseball, they don't have, well, I shouldn't even say a need at the high school level. It's a need at the middle school level. They don't have the sport. They're allowed to try out for the high school team at the district that they live in. So we've been doing it with baseball probably the last 5 years, where we've had multiple eighth graders playing with us. So it's not anything new. But for other sports, volleyball, a good example, they have a lot of eighth graders that want to try out, but volleyball has probably going to have 70 girls try out this year.
Wow.
And so there's not really a need, and we do have middle school volleyball, so they should be playing volleyball unless there's that exception, that can come out and play varsity volleyball and participate at a high level like that. We definitely want to make sure we challenge them and put them skill specific, right? Skill appropriate, I should say.
Yeah.
And if not, just keeping them age appropriate at that point. So that's the balance you play with eighth graders. You have age appropriate, skill appropriate, and ability, right? The mentality and ability. So those are the things you got to balance out. So in other sports, when we don't have a lot of room and they have it at the middle school, it is better for them to participate at the middle school level.
You may be looking at a 60-man roster on the C team, right?
We'll find out. This will be the first year we have that many people, I think.
Yeah, that'll be
in a while. It's going to be in a long time.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, and just to be able to revisit it and stuff. I think it's, just to look back and see how did it work, and I'm really interested in looking at it. I'm excited for it, just as I'm excited for the eighth graders, just because to be able to,
opportunity.
Huge awesome. Opportunity, right? You never, and you never know when you're going to run into like that 6'8" eighth grader, that. At 220 pounds, that'll come in and be your ringer, and like, wow. And he may find himself on the sidelines of a varsity game or something.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
That's always out there.
Yeah,
it could happen.
That's pretty awesome. Well, that's great. Well, I want to thank you for joining us today, my man.
Oh, I appreciate you having me. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. I really do appreciate it, man. We're looking forward to seeing what you're going to be doing out there at Capitol High, and we always love going out there. It's always a great place to visit.
Yes,
and
we love our school.
And the students are amazing, and student athletes are amazing too as well. And we just wish you guys the best season this year.
Thank you. We appreciate it. Appreciate all you're doing for us too.
Yep.
It's awesome.
No, thank you. Appreciate that, brother. And thank you, folks, for listening. This has been another episode of Inside Santa Fe Public Schools. I'm Joe Abeta. Have a safe week. Have a great week. Adios.